Welcome friends, this is Andrea, the Girl Plus Paper. In this video, I will be sharing my creative design team project. We are covering fancy folds, and I've created this cute little cherish card, Cherish the Little Things. It's a quick and easy pop-up card, and it's super simple to make. I hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned, we're going to start this project. Now here we are at my crafting area, and let me show you how this card moves. It is super simple to make and just a few pieces of cardstock, and you can fit it into an A2 envelope, and when it pops out it stands up just like that. So I thought that was a really sweet project, and I pulled some elements out of this layout from the Everyday Moments Cricut collection by Close to My Heart. I decided I was just going to use the heart, the buttons, and the flowers as the embellishments and sentiment pieces on my pop-up card. I just thought that the way that this card folded was it was a fancy fold, and it was pretty easy to make and quite ingenious. So I have just gone ahead and cut this piece to 4.5 by 11, and I have scored it at the 5.5, 6 3/4, 8 3/4, and 10-inch marks. Easy enough. Okay, and then you just simply fold that up on those lines. Make some creases. Couldn't be any easier. So I'll show you what I did. I just used my hands. Again, if you have a bone folder, it would probably be much easier to go ahead and accomplish this card. And then all that I did was just put adhesive on that one little back piece and built a little box. So that isn't too difficult so far, right? There we go. And you'll see that it lays flat. Actually, probably lay it flat. That's probably the easiest way to start. So there we go. It's nice and lined up. And my next piece is 5 5/8 by 2 3/4, and we're going to score it twice at 3/8 and 1 5/8 inches. And I've scored it, and now I'm folding it. Before I adhere down that canary piece, though, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I have to put on this patterned piece. It is 4 by 3 1/4 inches, and I'm just going to adhere that onto the back of that mink card base, fancy folded card base. Okay, there we go. And now I have a 2.5 by 4 3/4 piece, and I've just cut 1 inch of it off, and that leaves me with a 3 3/4 by 2.5 piece to put on the bottom. And then that 1 inch piece is going to go onto the middle section, the top part, because we still have the fold in the back, which is where we're going to put our adhesive. So I'm going to run a nice line of adhesive. There we go. And I am going to center that from left to right, and I'm going to make sure that the bottoms pretty much line up. I don't want that canary yellow piece to go past the bottom of that mink piece. Okay, now we need to cover the front and the sides, and we have a piece of cardstock that we start out with that's 4 inches wide by 2 3/4, and we cut a 1 by 4 inch piece off of it, and we put that onto the top right here, and the bottom piece that I had already attached is 4 inches wide by 1 3/4 inches. Okay. So now it's simple. We just go back to that position and we put a good couple lines of adhesive down near the bottom, and look at that. There's our fancy folds card. That's it for the heavy lifting, and now all the fun part begins. So I used some foam tape that's left from the center of one of my shaker elements, and I tacked down this piece that I've cut using silver foil and smoothie. I love the way that this turned out. I love the fonts there. How cute. And now I am taking my peach shimmer brush, and I am just going around the edges of some of my flowers to give them some glittery color and dimension and interest. And each of my flowers I use 2 layers, just like in that scrapbook layout from the Everyday Moments. I'm just edging them. Just a little bit on this one, and then a little heavier handed on the next one. And you'll see me, I'm fussing with it here. It's not very good to try to do that up in the air. You're better laying it down and just going around the edges like this. And it just takes a moment. And in fact, I'm even going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how quickly this dries. I really wanted to move some of that color around, but there was no moving that color. It really dried quite quickly there. And you're watching this video in real time, so just a matter of moments and it was all dry. So I've used foam pieces between the flowers and on the back of them. And now I'm just using some of my mono aqua glue, and I am going to go ahead and just lay down a little dot and then put that silvery button piece cut out of the silver foil onto each of these 3 flowers that I'm going to make. Love these little flowers. They're cute, and I bet that they'd be adorable in whatever color you happen to want to coordinate. I should mention that all of the patterned pieces that you see here are cut from our brand new Seize the Day paper. I just love that stripey. It reminds me of like a summertime canvas, and it's bright and cheery and happy, and there's so many different colors that you can pull out of there. So here are this flowers glacier. I've used some peach. I've used some smoothie to build these flowers. And now I'm just going to adhere them down on the card. Now I think this card would be great. You could go ahead and up at the top, you know, where that yellow band is, or on the peach band on the card that's already made, you could go ahead and, you know, put a sentiment, Happy Mother's Day, I love you, whatever, you know, happy anniversary, whatever you needed this card to be, it could really become. And I love that versatility in it. And I love that you can take a Cricut layout and that you can pull just pieces off and make it into a card. Now I'm just going to add some bitty sparkles here and there, and you'll notice that I'm just seeing where I want to put them. I start trying to pick them up with my fingers, and you guys have heard me say they don't work too well anymore. So I decide that I'm going to just use my nail and slide those off. So I do. I just slide them into place. I think that looks good. Press them down, and they are adhered. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to the first card I made. Needs a little embellishment, so I'm just sliding those off. I have a second to move it there, and then I push them down, and voila, that card is done. My fancy folds card is finished, and I can slip it right into my envelope now and have it ready for some gift giving. So I hope that you've enjoyed seeing me put this fancy fold cherish card together. I also would like to tell you that I will include the link to the Everyday Moments Cricut collection by Close to My Heart in the video description. It'll say Cricut affiliate link. So I'd love it if you went ahead and checked out that Cricut collection. And also, we are going to hop on now to some other very talented members of our creative design team. We'll put all of their links down below, and I hope that you hop through and see each and every one of the projects that these wonderful women have created for you today. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you've been inspired. I'll see you next time.